is an absolutely gorgeous summer day out here right now. Also, thank goodness there are trees above me or I would literally pass out. If you hear like bugs, birds, clearly I'm outside. The last time you guys have seen me be at my parents' house, set out a blanket, sit down just for a little chit chat, there was like nobody that really lived around us. It was kind of quiet besides the nature. I don't mind. I think it's really cute just to hear the little baby giggles in the background and like the family having fun. There they go. We're just gonna go with it. I don't have all my normal equipment since I'm at my parents' house. I usually have like my professional camera, my mic. I'm trying to do better at going with the flow, producing content even when I'm not in the most ideal circumstance. I saw a creator recently talking about it's more about the message more so than the production. So I just was sitting down thinking the other day and I was like, you know, I've really been in my romanticizing my life bag. You guys have probably noticed, you guys are saying like my videos are a lot more cinematic than they used to be, and like they have a very calming effect and they're very beautiful, and that's just because I have taken the liberties to actually romanticize my own life, not just for video's sake but for my own sake as well. I was thinking the other day as I was jotting down some thoughts for this video, I just kind of wrote this down, and when I think of romanticizing your life, I see it as changing your outlook on life. I know you've heard the saying, what you think you become, so I feel that everyone should always try to strive to think romantic thoughts whenever it comes to your life. I feel like we've got enough real things going on in our life. Things like bills, war, negative people, work coming at us left and right. And with me being the introvert that I am, I feel like my initial thought was to always, you know, like I'm just gonna stay at home. I'm gonna avoid people. Like I don't have to be overwhelmed. So I don't have to live in like the chaotic reality. But that's honestly just not the solution. You need people. But I think it also came down to, I realized I needed to make the most of the things that I was doing, the people I was spending time with, and that all comes back to romanticizing my life. I definitely had my phase of not thinking about what I was wearing at home, just wearing like some crusty big t-shirt, ordering fast food out and just eating it out the bag in my house, and just sitting there rotting on my couch and becoming a permanent fixture on my couch. And that's just how I would spend my off time, my off days, and it did little for me, to be honest. Sometimes you need those days of just absolutely rotting, of just absolutely not caring what you look like, okay? Because we all need those little breaks. But I found when I made it a constant, it just didn't make me feel very good. And then I thought back to when I was younger, even all the way up to college. I was like, girl, you have done things, little small things that don't cost a lot of money, little small changes added to your regular routine that just helps you have an overall better quality of life. Go back to her, bring those things back. And so that's what we've been doing, and I'm here to share with you some things that I've been implementing in my own life. You don't have to go travel to Italy to romanticize your life, and you can do it right at home, and summertime is just the perfect time to start. I wrote everything down on my iPad. As I always tell you, I have ADHD. We need to organize these thoughts or y'all are gonna listen to me babble. So for number one, I put choose a character or aesthetic for summer. I feel like the term aesthetic has formed a very negative connotation. I see a lot of people like complain about everything doesn't have to be an aesthetic. You don't have to live an aesthetic. It's not authentic. I get that message to a certain extent, but I also feel like that message can be a little harmful and like push people into believing that they have to live a mundane life when you absolutely do not have to. I've seen people make comments on people's homes and say, this is not realistic, when they have like a beautiful home that's very clean. And as someone who grew up in a home, and as you saw in the beginning shots, this is my mother's house. I'm not at my apartment right now. I can see my sister walking in the background. She's probably like, what are you doing? Everybody thinks I'm kooky also because I romanticize my life, but I don't care. She didn't even bat an eye at me, actually. They're used to me by now. Anyways, as you can see, like I grew up in a home where I have a mother who likes to keep her space looking a certain way. She likes to keep it really clean so she can think, and she's always just curated a really beautiful home. And let me tell you something, she has no social media, okay? She is not doing it for a video. She just does it because it's just what makes her happy. You're not about to sit here and watch me.
I ain't watching you on a picture.
Not right now. Well, sure, a little candid, go.
That's not candid if you're looking at the picture.
Okay, I'll put this in my scrapbook for the future. My kids will be like, what did you do for a living? And I'm gonna show them this picture. Okay, don't be doing all that rattling. I'm literally making a video.
3,
Girl tries to romanticize her life. Girl's little sister ruins it. At the end of the day, you really do not have to do that for the approval of others or for the sake of a video, because I literally know someone who lives like that and nobody sees it because she does not have any social media. She's just trying to make her quality of life better, and I've always been very inspired by that. So when it comes to aesthetics, I don't feel like they can be a bad thing unless somebody who lives a certain aesthetic or a certain aesthetic on Pinterest and you're literally trying to make your entire life, every part of your being that, then I see how that issue can arise. But if you're just taking little touches from the world of aesthetics that you enjoy and just adding them to your life to add to your quality of life, I don't think that's a bad thing at all. In fact, I think it's a really great way to romanticize your life and just make life not so mundane. I personally like to just use aesthetics as a form of escapism, and I don't conform to one single aesthetic. For instance, I feel like the perfect aesthetics I have seen for summer include like the coastal grandma aesthetic, obviously on the coast, so there's a water view. You don't need to have a water view to live the coastal grandma aesthetic. You can go as far as to adding little touches in your home that kind of give that vibe, like very cozy grandma chic touches. Cottagecore aesthetic, they dress like fairies, they have like these little corsets on, but I do like the little touches that cottagecore aesthetic has. Feels very romantic. They're really extra with like making their tea. They use like organic tea herbs and things like that. Having floral pillows everywhere, or just owning your own little floral dresses. I'll just put little inspo in because I can't think of everything in the moment that cottagecore aesthetic has, because I'm not cottagecore, but there are some things I really admire from them. I even saw this one girl on TikTok. She said that she was gonna have a Miley Cyrus summer. I think this was a while ago, and that brings me to, you can choose like a person and kind of use them as inspiration for what you want your summer to look like. Have you ever heard, when it comes to building the person that you want to be, look at somebody you really admire, think, what would they do? I love Sade. An example is, I would think of Sade, like how she dresses, like maybe what kind of music she listens to. I would go, what would Sade do? What would Sade wear? You know, just to try out something different than what I do in my everyday life. And that does not mean I have to keep it and do everything that she does, but it just means that I could possibly come across a new activity that I now like to do because it was an activity she likes to do, or I'm trying out a new style that maybe she loves and I find, oh, I actually feel the most comfortable in this style. With the example, the girl said she was living a Miley Cyrus summer, and I think it was from the movie where, you know, Hannah Montana, she goes back to like her hometown or whatever, and she lives as Miley, and she's living like the little country life. She's got her little overalls on. I think she was dealing with like chickens. Feel free to use the comment section to list off some people that have like a really good like, romanticized summer vibe. Give each other some more inspo. Okay, so for number 2, I put overdo everything and make it an experience. So I feel like that is the whole entire point of romanticizing your life. And when I think of overdoing everything, I think of like when the girlies are making their iced coffee in the morning. They've got all these syrups. They've got their cute little go-to cozy mug that they love. The little extra straw. That is like an ideal way and an easy way, probably really affordable because you're gonna reuse it, of just making that an experience. But the way to romanticize that is, you know, just do everything up. I do that every morning. So my sister just named another one that I do, especially during the summer, and that is overdoing breakfast. Now, don't get me wrong, I've definitely had those days where I made a sad bowl of oatmeal and then I drove to work and I was just eating the oatmeal while driving. Nowadays, I make it such an experience. All you gotta do is like take some time out at the beginning of the week, go grocery shopping, find your favorite things that you like to eat for breakfast, especially like seasonal fruits is a great thing because that is the fruit of the summer, putting on your plate. Don't just slap it on your plate, make it look really pretty. This one is really tiny and it can get expensive or it can be pretty affordable. Do a little summer bedroom refresh. I just did me a little order on Amazon of some sheets that I felt like really just gave like, ooh, it's summer. I feel like sheets definitely do correlate to the season. You change out your duvet, it's gonna make it have that little feel like you are going to Europe. You're having a little European summer. Your lovely host left these nice sheets and duvet on the bed for you, and even though this is at your house, you know, we're making up a story in our head to make it feel like we're off somewhere else, okay? Just making it better. Definitely love to use like linen sheets and a linen duvet set when it comes to summer because it's just much more breathable. It also comes down to like throw pillows. That go to your local department store, find some little throw pillows that just give you summer, some little florally ones, ones, light colored ones if you're kind of like a minimalist. And that's something you could easily store away and then just pull out again when you get to next summer. Okay, I hope you guys don't mind. I'm using the front of the camera now. Quality might be a little lower, but I just realized the last tip that I tried to give you, it didn't record because my phone overheated, so I need to see when I'm talking to myself. We're getting a little grainy vintage vibe, just take it as that. It might be kind of obvious, but I also feel like it needs to be said because it's very important, and that is building your dream summer wardrobe. Emphasis on the your, okay? I feel like we do easily, whether we know it or not, get very influenced by like the summer hauls, the summer trends, and I am guilty as charged, okay? I feel like honestly this is the first summer, the least I've been looking at other people's summer style. I'm not gonna say I'm completely void of this. I definitely am inspired, which is why I tried capris this summer. And it's okay to be a little inspired by trends, okay? But to make it your whole personality trait, we're not doing that, girl, okay? We want all the clothes that are curated to us, to our being, that we're gonna keep for the rest of time until we can't fit it anymore or it breaks, whatever. I feel like when it comes to building your dream summer wardrobe, it's going to differ for everybody. It's gonna depend on what your personality is. But as an example, for me, this summer, I have really been feeling the little fruit things, very flowy things, very romantic things, because again, it makes me feel like I'm just living in my own little storybook. As a girl who loves fantasy books, I mean, it makes sense, okay? Even right now, you can see I'm wearing kind of like this vintage inspired little two-piece lounge set. It's got little lemons on it. It's got bows everywhere on it. And you know what? I feel amazing. Some people might feel this is a little too much to walk around my house in. If you have not tried upping your loungewear game, upping your around the house wear to something that you just feel very comfortable in, but also very cute. If you like to feel like a bad, then wear whatever is gonna fit that vibe that you like to feel. When it comes to romanticizing your summer, your life, it's just never gonna work. It's never gonna work if you're doing what other people, you feel like what other people want to see you in, what other people are doing, unless it's what you also want to do. Please wear what you want to wear. Another example I have is I have honestly just started getting into wearing dresses very heavy, and I think I just didn't wear dresses like that very often because you guys know I was very deep in the fashion game once upon a time, and I looked at dresses as like a cheat because that's already an outfit that's put together for you. I'm over that, okay? I'm over that thought process. Dresses are gorgeous. They make me feel gorgeous. They're also very comfortable. Dresses have so many different personalities. You gotta wear what works for you. Dresses are not your thing. Don't think because it's summer you gotta wear a dress. Like, no, that's not your thing. Just because you know everybody else is gonna show up to the function in a certain outfit or a certain look, do not show up to that summer function in that outfit, okay? You gotta wear what works for you. Okay, the next tip I have for you for romanticizing your life this summer is playlists are everything, okay? I've always been a music girl. I love so many different genres of music, but I think I've really undervalued how valuable playlists can be. And I've always made them, but I never thought of them as something that like changes the way I look at the moment that I'm living in. And that is exactly how I look at playlists now. Whatever I wanna feel in that moment is what I'm gonna play on my playlist, okay? And so if I wanna feel very dramatic and very like summertime and beautiful and just whimsical, I'm probably gonna play a Lana Del Rey playlist or things like Lana Del Rey. If I wanna feel like I am doing some boring stuff right now, some just tasks that I don't wanna do, just super mundane, I'm at my house cleaning, I've got laundry piled up left and right, I got a vacuum, I'm gonna play some early 2000s rom-com music. Just think, you have to clean your bedroom, you don't want to do that. You gotta make it part of the plot, okay? I feel like I'm in a Lizzie McGuire movie where she's starting out and she's living a hectic life and her room's a mess, but she's supposed to be going out with this new guy tonight, or she's going to Europe in a week. You guys know the movie. And in order to find her perfect outfits, she's first got to get that room cleaned. Like, I can't find my clothes until my room is clean. That's what I turn it into. If I play that type of music, that is now how I see this moment and me having to clean my room. It's now turned into I am the main character. I am in my own early 2000s rom-com movie and I have to clean this space so I can find the perfect outfit. You gotta make it what works for you. That's just the thing that I think of. Another type of music that I love to put together, instrumental jazz music. There is nothing like waking up butt crack early in the morning on a Monday. You don't want to do anything, okay? You just got over the weekend. Like, you're like, I do not want to do this. Girl, I be putting on that jazz instrumental music And now all of a sudden, I don't know, like I've got my life together. I am cooking my breakfast in the morning and I'm that girl. I've put some recommendations up beside my head, I'm sure by now. So these are just some that I have really enjoyed for myself that I recommend you try out, because one thing about Spotify, they have like the best playlist. Okay, the next recommendation I have for romanticizing your summer is doing slow hobbies. Now, I've always had my little slow hobbies here and there, like the obvious ones. You guys know I'm big on reading. That's what I've been doing for, I don't know, since I could read. But honestly, it gets to a point where that's just not enough. Like, I love it, but I need more. So I myself have been tapping more into this, and I've also realized that I like slower hobbies, and I feel like summer is the perfect time to start those. I feel like it flows really well into fall and winter, but one thing about like when you get into the rut of winter, you don't want to start anything new and you probably won't stick to it. So start now so you can be like kind of an expert and know you already enjoy it, so it'll get you through the winter. You know, you got to start now. Summer is the time to start new things. It's like the ovulation of the year, okay? When you are in your ovulation cycle, that's when it's time to start new things. Little slow hobbies that I've been loving to get into. You guys saw in my last video that I just started, I guess you could call it my garden, right? All we have right now are roses planted, but you know, it is a dream of mine to have my own huge garden one day. So I've just started a little garden on my balcony. I'm planning on planting herbs. I'm planning on figuring out what vegetables to plant on my balcony. Even something as simple as like planting a little pot of like basil for when you're making your basil pasta this summer and just putting it in your kitchen. It's just something about the slow growth of growing your own food. Another one I've been getting into, and I haven't really talked about it because I've just been trying to get the hang of it without any extra stressors, is crochet. I feel like crochet is a wonderful one for the summertime, and also really good to get into before fall. You can make your own little crochet sweaters. I found so many cute inspo pictures on Pinterest, which is really, I think, what made me want to get into crochet. Now, I'm a long way from making these cute little crochet shorts, okay? But it's just fun to try something new. It can get a little stressful and you put it down and you go and do the hobby you know you already know how to do well. We're not trying to stress ourselves out, but we're also not trying to stay in our tiny bubble where we're not trying anything new. I'm telling this to myself as well. Another one that's super simple that I'm pretty sure you know how to do, unless for obvious reasons like you physically cannot, I'm sure you know how to color. But coloring is one that I've started to love again as an adult. I started getting back into coloring when I was back in Chicago. I was honestly like really lonely at one point, and I was so bored. I got so bored that I was like, I'm about to order this coloring book and I'm gonna color. And I ordered coloring pencils. I came across this little cute one that I just ordered for myself for summer. Pour you a little glass of wine, pull up your coffee table in your living room, and just have a night where you set the vibes, put a little music on, your favorite show, and color. It's amazing just how calming it is because it's such a slow thing, and it's a way of like being creative but without like straining yourself. I also wrote down baking from scratch. It's not something I have done yet, but I've been very inspired. I feel like that's a really big thing right now. It goes back to kind of like that gardening thing where you're making your own thing and how good you feel because you know the ingredients you use are like better for you. And honestly, with baking from scratch, it probably tastes a lot better too. So we will be doing that this summer. And then the last thing that I put on for slow little hobbies, super simple, nature walks. One thing about me, I love a good little hike. You guys, if you watch this channel, you already know that. Whether it's just like a little neighborhood walk or I literally go out of my way with a friend to like go find a nature trail and go on a little hike. Oh, it's just so nice. It's nice to feel like unplugged, I guess, like, and all I hear are like birds and little bugs and things. Feel very separated from the world, especially like for somebody like me. I live in Atlanta and I live like in the Midtown area, so it's very busy. It can be very rowdy. It just really slows down your brain. You just have to think about like a lot less things and just focus on the path in front of you. And you do not have to make this some strenuous thing. You don't have to go hike a mountain. You could just go find an easy trail. I actually like to use this app called All Trails, and it just has a whole bunch of trail options that you can find locally to you. It even shows you how difficult they are. It even shows you sometimes like pictures of what the trail is going to look like. So if you're looking for like field of flowers, there's a little field of flowers. It'll show you if there's like waterfalls. Do what's most comfortable for you, because at the end of the day, when it comes to romanticizing your summer, it's got to be enjoyable to you. Okay, for the next one, I have themed days. Now you can go as far as you want with this, or you can keep it as small as you would like. I think a bigger one that I have written down is I've really been wanting to have a throwback day. So that's just where I'm gonna take a friend and we're gonna like start our day, and we're probably gonna be dressed like the 90s, the little sneakers on with the tube socks. It doesn't have to give costume because people dress like that nowadays anyways, but we're really romanticizing, okay? We're adding to the vibe. To go for like some ice cream, like a record store. Maybe not so much in the 90s, they were probably doing like CDs. And then in the night with something like going to a drive-in. Another one I have is obviously an outdoorsy day. You can have a little picnic, you can go for like a little hike, but the point of the day is just to be outdoors. Even for my girls who are homebodies, who love to be in their bed, you gotta have a comfy queen day. Like, you're the queen of comfy. You got the cute cotton soft pajamas on that match, okay, and they're clean. You've got your fresh perfume on at home that makes you smell good. You took the duvet covers off of your bed and you threw them on your couch to make it super cozy, and every pillow you own in the house, you threw it on the couch on top of the duvet. Imagine how much more fun that is. Honestly, I feel like we're not so much different than our child selves. Think back to when we were making forts, and that's another thing you can do today. Honestly, I might do that very soon. Make a fort, make your own little pillow oasis inside your living room, and then spend all day watching TV, making intense snacks. Like, don't just go grab the box of ice cream. Get a bowl, scoop it, add your favorite toppings, some fruit, whatever. You gotta be the queen of comfy today, okay? That's the theme. I feel like something about having a theme just makes it so much better. And it does not have to be super elaborate. It can even be as simple for my book girlies, because I know y'all on here, having a book stuffed day. Maybe start your day out like going through your bookcase, decluttering what you know you don't like, go and donate it to your local free library, and then go treat yourself to a couple new books at the bookstore. Put on a cute little outfit, and then you know what you're gonna do next. You're gonna come home, you're gonna set up a comfy spot for yourself, set yourself up a little drinky drink and a snack, and you're gonna read those books. You just had a book stuff day. You had a whole theme day, and it was really just an over-the-top dramatized version of your regular bookstore visits. That's it. You just dedicated your whole day to that. Okay, this next one is simple, and honestly, I want to do more of this, and that is waking up earlier. And I know for some people who are not just morning people, baby, that's me, okay? Like, trust me, I don't like to be up in the morning. It honestly, it all comes down to what time you go to bed. I'm fine if I go to bed at a certain time. I can wake up, but if not, it's gonna be terrible, okay? Maybe don't have that day, you know, the night after you went to sleep at 2 a.m. That's just not the time that you're gonna have an early morning. But if you can, take advantage of the sun coming up much earlier. I've been loving to do this, especially like since redecorating my balcony. Even before then, I just wake up earlier, and I feel like everything is just so much more quiet, especially with me living in a busy, chaotic city. It just seems so much more calm. It's amazing like how peaceful it is. You can take your time making your breakfast now because you woke up earlier. Take your time reading a book before you start your work day because you woke up earlier. And bonus points, if you wake up before the sun, you can watch the sun come up. The next one is very, very simple, and I'm actually doing it right now, and it's do what you normally do, but add a blanket and go outside. Truly, I feel like there's so many things you can do. Doing it right now. I am always vlogging. I'm always making YouTube videos, but I'm normally doing them in my apartment. But honestly, this just feels so much better. You know, I love being outside. Just the greenery just does something for me. I'm working outside, so that's a thought. If it's not too hot, or if you can find a shaded area, you can do your little bit of work outside. That was a really big thing I used to love to do when I was a teacher. Anytime the weather was really nice, I would tell the kids, like, grab your work, we're going outside, we're doing the same thing that you're doing at this desk, we're gonna go do it outside. Like, I feel like that is my solution to everything that's boring, is like, I'm gonna do it outside. Of course, you can do like reading outside. Even if reading is not your thing and you're more of like a binge watcher of TV, grab your laptop, your phone, your iPad, whatever, make sure it's fully charged, grab that blanket, go outside and binge watch your little show until your battery runs out. I promise it's gonna feel better than sitting on the couch and doing it. If you're a yoga girl, instead of going to the local yoga place you go to, or you do yoga at home, go to the park. I saw some women doing this the other day. They were on like a little friend day, I guess, but they were at the park and they had their yoga mats, and I don't know if they were freestyling it or if they had like, you know, a video on YouTube showing them what yoga to do, but it inspired me. And I'm not even huge on yoga. I was like, I might have to do that with a friend soon. If you're more of like, you like social interactions, you like going to cute little bars with your friends, ask them if they're willing to do a little wine and cheese date on a blanket with you one day. Tell everybody to bring a different bottle of wine so you can all like switch around. Y'all all bring your own glass. Each bring a little snack like cheese or some little cakes, and have the girls' day out that you have at the bar and you spend hundreds of dollars. It's probably gonna be a lot cheaper. And have it at a park. Play some little music in the background. Somebody bring their speaker and just play vibey music. Ugh, I'm jealous of just the vision that I'm building right now. Like, y'all know I'm not really that kind of girl, but when you put it outside, it just sounds better. And the last one, this one's so simple, and honestly, it's one that I do year round, and it's really undervalued. Even by me, it's undervalued. And that is lighting candles everywhere. Don't have to spend all the money on like the Bath and Body Works ones and the scented ones. Do one of those and then go find like a multi-pack of those white candles. Set a whole bunch of candles up in the room and just light it. Like, oh my gosh, that actually sounds like an absolute dream. I'm getting ready to go place my order right now. You'll have that one candle that's gonna provide the scents for the room and just make you feel so serene, and it's gonna be your favorite smell. And then you're gonna have those other candles that are literally just for vibes. I love to light a candle when I do my skincare, even on a Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever. I'm not someone who limits myself based on the day of the week or what I have going on. Like, no. I'm that girl. I'm not saving like a beautiful dress that's for a special occasion for somebody's wedding day or for when I'm getting proposed. I'm not saving that dress for that day. I'm saving that dress for when I go to the market, because every day honestly is like a special occasion to me if you make it that way. Like, don't listen to the Debbie Downers that tell you like you're being extra, you're over the top. Living like that with a clean house that's beautiful all the time is unrealistic. Sure, it might not look like that every day, but you can still make it look like that some days, okay? Like, life is honestly truly what we make it. I'm sure you've heard people say over and over again, the YouTube gurus, like, your reality is literally what you make it. I know everybody has different circumstances handed to them for sure. Some people are going to have a leg up, but it really just depends what you do with what you are given. You could just live somewhere like you do every other year, or you can take those small little things for yourself, no matter what you're going through, no matter what people you're forced to be around, and just kind of be in your own little bubble. Tune all of that out. Do little things for yourself because you love yourself, okay? It does not have to be anything off this list. Matter of fact, if you have an idea or something that you do that you feel like just elevates your quality of life and just romanticizes your life and it's over the top but you love it, please comment down below, because I love coming across new ideas on how to just not make life so mundane. You only get one, unless you have different beliefs. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is just a video that I've been wanting to make for a while, just because I feel like it's quite evident that this is something that's really important to me nowadays on my channel. I don't try to do it to be fake or put on some type of unattainable lifestyle. Maybe it's because it's me, but I feel like a lot of things that I do, it's really just not unattainable. It's just things that I go out of my way to make extra special. And most importantly, I don't always do these things when a camera is on. I do these things in my regular everyday life, and my family members, my friends, they think it's funny, but I don't care. I feel like it just makes life better. Even if this didn't give you any new ideas for you to implement into your daily lifestyle, I hope that it inspired you to kind of look out for more things that you can add. We're getting ready to have a good summer, okay? Summer's already started, but we've got a couple months. It's gonna be hot for a little minute, especially with global warming. If you did enjoy this video and the vibes, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. That just really helps my videos and my channel, and I always appreciate it. And of course, as always, I will see you in my next video.